Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jaye and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com or an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
I'm great.
Good. Guys, we want to thank you all so much for joining us. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, listen, while you're at it, just go ahead go right on over to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you all, at the J Spot Radio. Again, that's Jaye. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers because we have some exciting things that will be taking place. And guess what? It's only going to be taking place on YouTube. So please definitely go over there. Do me a favor and get started and sign up with us. Subscribe so that you can see the exciting things that we have to offer that's coming up only exclusively on YouTube in the fall. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight's episode is being brought to you by Two Level Up LLC. They are our 2-bedroom condo Airbnb partners. Guys, very, very, very luxurious, sexy, cozy 2-bedroom, very clean, cool area, nice clean building. And guess what? It's right next to the United Center, right close to downtown. So there's so many festivals and things that are starting to take place throughout the city in the summer, whenever the summer hits Chicago, because right now it still feels like it's winter, but hopefully the summer will come within the next few days and we'll get a chance to enjoy the balconies and barbecuing and things of that nature. But definitely check out the comments in our the comment. We'll have the link to Airbnb in our comments. That's 2 Level Up. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his nice spring t-shirts out. Now listen, again, we still getting this cold winter weather, so he still has a few hoodies available. So if you're like me and you're poor-blooded and you need the warmth, because listen, I walked up in here, baby, with my winter coat on and my winter boots because I am not about this life whatsoever. So definitely he has it available. So definitely do me a favor, check that out, check it out. Delaware Inc. And we also have his link in the comments as well. So guys, listen, want to thank you again so much for tuning in. Please listen, share the good news, because guess what? Sharing is caring. It's caring. It's caring. And we thank you all so much for tuning in. We have a great show, guys, for you lined up. So many great hot topics. But listen, let me start with a little house cleaning on today. You all listen. From my heart to your ears, hopefully, we have got to do better. You know, as I look and I go through the post and I approve the post and things of that nature, and the team, the admins, we go through and we approve the post for the Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. You all, let me tell you, you all are a bit much. Listen, we have got to get it together as a whole. You can let me see if I can just sign out the whole thing.
Yeah.
We have to get it together as a whole because you know what? We're not going to make it. There's so much division with us. Like, for real, like, we're so divided. Like, it's like everything, like, God, I'm like, the men are so bitter and jaded. The women are so bitter and jaded. But here's what the big problem is. I think that we women, we know, and I think for the most part, we own our ish. Like, I can't see you telling a woman whatever you want to tell her about herself, and she don't know. I think that's the thing. Now, do she care? That would be the thing. But you can tell her that she's selfish or she's self-centered or she's a user and those that fall in that category, they typically know.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a problem with it. And they see themselves for who they are in the mirror. Mm-hmm. But I think that with some of the fellas, they don't know who they are. See, you don't recognize that you are a whiner. You don't recognize that you're a complainer. You don't recognize that you too are the reason why you're single. So you can throw up in her face, oh, well, she got 10 kids by 10 different baby daddies, and that's why she's single. You have no kids. Why are you single? Let that settle in. Okay, so you've identified why she's single, but can you identify why you're single? Since you got all the answers. So I say that to say this, we got to get it together. Like, we truly have to get it together because we are so against each other. We're so against one another. We're so against it's just everything. We're so against each other. But again, when you talk to the women, again, we typically know, like, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right there. Like, that sounds truly about right. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna be you got this and you got that and all this and that. Mm-hmm. And what else? What else do you have to say about that? But again, we can accept our faults. We can accept the things that we have going on. We can accept that. But again, are you all able to accept what your faults and your flaws and your faults are?
I think it all depends on who it's coming from.
Like what? Like which dude it's coming from?
Even person, because I know if a guy, whether I've dated them or not, have told me something about myself, then I can sit back and look at it and say, you know what, yeah. And even when I've dated, a guy and stuff, some men, that we have a friendship rather first, and we've talked about certain things, and I would say, well, this is what I feel that your flaws or whatever are. They can accept it and be like, you know what, okay, yeah, you're right on that. I can believe that. I could accept that. So it all depends on the delivery of it, and if you're saying that to them to be malicious, or you're truly trying to tell them, like, listen, this is what's going on with you, because you may need some pointers here, and that may help you out, later on.
And I guess I can understand it from that, but like I said, I just reading some of these posts and things of that nature. It just, I couldn't help but to just be really disappointed because, again, it's just so much, like, we're so against each other. We so have so much going on, and it's just like, how do we get here? Like, how do we get to the point where, like, man, as a man, you can't even stand a woman. You can't see if a woman does not meet what you think is your certain standard, or she shouldn't be in a certain position, then you have a problem with her, you know, being acknowledged. You have a problem with her. You don't want her to succeed. You don't want her to be accomplished. You just want her to be miserable because she made certain choices. And my thing is this: we all have made certain choices. We all have dumb-ish. You know what I'm saying? We all have done things that we may or may not be proud of. But like, at what point do we stop beating each other over the head with our mistakes or our bad choices or our bad decisions? At what point do we say, okay, man, you know what? I done did some stupid ish as well. So it's like, okay, so because I did a different stupid thing than he did or she did, am I less held accountable for the things that I've done? Should I not be held accountable for those things? Am I not, held accountable? Or should I just say, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do, as far as, you know what? Listen, we ain't even do this. We ain't even finna do this. So
you've had a guy tell you XYZ, and you was like, okay, you know what? You're right. A guy that you dated and y'all were dating at that time tell you XYZ about yourself, and you accepted what they said about you.
If it's true, like if you say, you know what, you talk too much, or you talk too much, or you think I get this, and I'll tell you this one. I get this one a lot. You think you innocent. When I tell you, I absolutely hate that you think you innocent bit, because first of all, I never come out. I mean, to me, at least in my opinion, I don't think that I try to come off as I think that I'm innocent. Do I have to be all out messy and in the streets and for the streets? No, I don't. I mean, it's just, I'm a private person. So I'm like, it's just certain things that you're not going to catch me doing. It's just certain things that I'm not about. But that doesn't mean that I think that I'm innocent. I'm just very selective about what it is that I do and how I portray myself in public. But if you was to tell me something that that I don't know about myself, then okay, I'm gonna have to think about that one before I accept it. But it's not too much stuff that somebody can tell me about myself that I don't know. Like, I don't know. What about you? Like, if you, like I said, I don't know. It's just not too much that I can be told that I don't know about myself.
I remember way back in the day, somebody told me that I whined. And I was like,
that you whine?
I whined. And so then my mom told me, you whine, and I was like, what? I was grown. And then someone else had told me the same thing. So I had to look at it and like, everybody can't be wrong. Let me listen to how I speak. And so after that, I would listen to how I spoke, and whether I was asking somebody to do something for me or whatever, but I noticed that I was whining when I spoke. So when I noticed that, I stopped it. Like, I was like, because that's not attractive. No one wants to hear somebody come around you and start whining about every little thing or whatever. And especially the tone which someone whines is so nerve-wracking and irritating.
So like, when you say whine, as far as like when you talk, instead of talking, you whine. They say you whine.
Yeah, but I wanted things to go my way, I would whine. And I was grown and I was still whining. And so when people started pointing that out, because I asked them, like, what do you think? Ooh, and they would tell me. And I'm like, dang. And I didn't get mad at that, from the people that were telling me that. Even my guy at the time, like I said, my mom and and a friend of mine. And I was like, man, I need to check that. And so I checked myself. Did you check yourself on? No. Yeah, no.
No, I mean.
Yeah, nope.
So I'll say, so like my sisters, they would, like they'll tell me like, okay, this is what you do. Like, I'm real, yeah, I can be very, I hold grudges. So now my sisters and them, they say I hold grudges that I don't forgive, and that I don't, so it's some of those things I can agree with some of those things. Okay. So But my thing is this, I don't think there is hope for me. I don't consider it holding a grudge. I just feel like, okay, you know what? I'm over whatever the situation is, or I'm gonna keep a close eye on you. I'm gonna keep a close eye on the situation because you know what? I know what this has been before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, if you done did something to me, like I'm not gonna be mad, but you're not gonna get that spot again. You're not gonna get that chance again.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get that chance again to disappoint me and get that close to me like before, because no, like I just don't feel like I'm gonna do that. So it's just like when you doing things like that, I don't think it's a good thing, but it's not like it's something that they've told me that I don't know. So like what it's like I haven't had that aha moment yet, like, oh well, yeah, you know what? I can be a little standoffish. Now I was really, really selfish. Now I will say that. And that was something that I definitely had to work on through the years. I had to work on becoming just a better person because I had only child syndrome. I ain't gonna lie. I had only child syndrome. And with that,
But you wasn't only child for a long time.
I had never been an only child, really. I was just like, I had never been an only child. So I'm just like, let's see. Hopefully this will work. Okay, I'm over that. I haven't been a only child for a long time, but just being, just the being a selfish thing. So it's just like, but when it comes to us just trying to get it together, like we definitely have to get it together. We got to stop beating up on each other. We got to stop bashing each other, and we have to come together, because if we don't, like, for real, we're never going to make it. We're never, as a society, as a group, as a whole, we're not gonna make it, because look, like we're the only race where you constantly, it's like every day we're beating up on each other. You can't really say that, you know what, you can go to some of the brothers and they're gonna defend you whether you right or wrong, and then chastise you, and you know what I'm saying, chastise me in public, chastise me in private, but have my back. Like, do you feel like as a whole, do you feel like black men have our backs as a whole? Like, do you feel like we have each other's back?
It's a toss up because I run into some really great couples who,
But just as a whole, not like the people that we know, like just as a whole, do
but
you?
I can only go by the people that I know. I mean, I see the negative stuff. I know the negative that's, I have that in my family per se, but out of the whole the people that I know, the majority got each other's backs. Like I have to say that.
It's like from the stuff that I see right now, like I just feel like we have to do better as being, as being there for each other. We got to do better, because right now, again, it's just like it's a war on black families, and if we don't get it together, then we're not going to make it. We're not being a good example for the young people that are coming behind us, and we're not doing all that we could. And a lot of people say, oh well, this is not the 60s, this is not the 70s anymore. That could be part of the problem. But guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break.
Sure.
Please, please, please stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
Has always been easy because it's true. I would not believe if someone would have told me you would come along to reveal my soul. Cause I was knowing love, my heart had grown cold. So cold. You had good energy, exactly exactly what I needed. You walked in my life and placed the joy where was needed. Not a mirage, what I feel for you. Put that on God, girl, I'm loving you. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you has always been wonderful, more than you'll ever know. We got good chemistry, go together like love sex. The passion and care we show one another tops all the rest. The feelings I have for you, I ain't felt in so long. What we share together, baby, the bond is so strong. It's no facade of what I feel for you. But that oh God, I got love for you. Yeah, said it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, baby. It's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, it's easy to love, easy to love. Said it's easy, so easy to love, easy to love you. Loving you has always been easy 'cause you're beautiful. Loving you, yeah, yeah, is what I search my life to do. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to we have my co-host, my partner in crime, Sizzling Sexy, Simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey E, how you doing?
Not yet, but soon and very soon.
Are you excited?
Yes. So get me some. Okay. But seriously, I'm excited.
Guys, listen, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. And while you're at it, you all, go ahead on over to the right. Go right on to YouTube, you all, and subscribe to our channel. We are striving to reach 1,000 subscribers. We need that. That's at the J Spot Radio. We have a lot of great, exciting things coming up in the fall, so we need your help. Help us get to 1,000 so we can do what we got to do. But we thank you all in advance. Guys, tonight's episode is being brought to you by 2 Level Up. They are our 2-bedroom condo sponsor, Airbnb sponsors and partners, located right next to the United Center. Guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spot for couples. Man, you want to come on in? 2 Level Up. We have the link in our comments. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. Guys, he has his spring line out. He still have a few fall sweaters because guess what? It's still cold out here. So listen, grab a sweater, grab a t-shirt, whatever floats your boat. I still need the sweaters. So we have the link in the comments. Delaware Inc. Guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to J Spot. Thank you, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Thank you, Grown and Sexy Conversations with the J Spot. Thank you, 180 Real Talk Chicago, 30 and Up, Doing Us, Tyson Smith, the Real MVPs,
Urban Grind, Fabulous 40 and Over Club, questions. Oh goodness, I think that's Just is a lot.
Thank you all, everybody, for
We're having some
definitely tuning
difficulty.
in and supporting us, you all. We really appreciate it. So, guys, listen. Now, that was my little housekeeping while I was trying to deal with the technical difficulties. As y'all see, I was just like, yeah, I was just trying to, housekeep, and I couldn't figure it out on Facebook. So we'll get back to that. But guys, listen, our first hot topic, which is gonna go, this kind of rambles, this kind of ties into what I was rambling on about. Here's the comment that was made, and I want to know, what do you guys feel about this comment? The guy says, y'all get pregnant by losers, then want a winner to come and take care of y'all. Wow. When you hear a statement like that, what comes to mind? Like, as a man, as a woman, and this comment was made by a man, what do you all feel when you hear a comment like that? Do you feel like, is there some truth to that statement? Is that statement true? Women, okay, so they go get pregnant by losers, and then they want a winner to come and take care of them. Like, what are you guys' thoughts about that particular comment? Because when I heard the comment, I just instantly, I was just, again, disappointed because I'm like, wow. That's where we are. Like, that's where we are with this. Like, you feel as though she got pregnant. She got pregnant by a loser. So first of all, let me ask this, because they're not together, does that make him a loser because they're not together? Does that make him a loser? What if the relationship just did not work for whatever reason? It didn't work. So is he a loser? Is he a loser because the relationship didn't work? Or is she wrong for trying to move on and to move forward with her life, but she has kids? So yes, here's the deal. I'm not condoning having kids out of wedlock. Not condoning it whatsoever. But to make a statement like that, oh, well, y'all go and get pregnant by these losers and expect us to come and take care of y'all. Wow.
Ramon said she picked that loser.
Right, but no, and I get that, but what I'm saying is, what I'm asking is, so I'll read the comment again. So this was a comment that was made in the group, and it was a hot topic because people have been firing off on this comment for the entire week. So the guy posts, he says that y'all get pregnant by losers, then want a winner to come and take care of y'all. Wow, what do you think? What do you feel about that statement? Is as a man hearing that statement, do you feel as though that's an accurate statement? Ladies, when you hear that statement, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I'm like, when I got pregnant, I wasn't looking for anybody to take care of me and my son. I was looking for the person that I laid down to take care of his responsibility. So right, wrong, or indifferent as far as having a kid out of wedlock, is it advisable? Absolutely not. But I don't think that women are out here looking for other dudes to come and take care of them and their kids. I personally don't see that.
No, because we just that type that if there's nobody to help us out, we'd have got pregnant. It is what it is. We got to go ahead and do what we got to do in order to make sure that everything is taken care of.
And here's the thing. What makes you think that you're a winner? Like, I don't understand. So why is it that you're so sure that they're not married? So why are you so sure that her baby daddy is a loser? Because they're not together. Okay, because they're not together. If he's taking care of his kids, how is he a loser? How does that mean that she is expecting you to come and take care of her kids? How does that differ? So you mean to tell me, so if she's divorced, is she a divorced woman and she's bringing kids along, does that mean that her ex-husband is still a loser because technically he's not with that family anyway? So here's a woman, she's still coming to the table with kids. So does that mean that man is a winner? I mean, I don't understand. So when I heard that and when I read the statement, I'm just like, wow, poor Tink Tink. Here's another bit. When I heard it, I read it. I'm gonna be honest with you, 100% transparent. I heard bitter, jaded dude. That's what I heard. I heard bitter, bitter, battered dude. That's what I heard.
Bitter dude.
And then the dude that was posting, who told you you were a winner, bro? You don't even look like you can take care of yourself. So I'm just trying. A lot of these people that have jumped on the bandwagon is just beating, just throwing the stones and things of that nature. Half of them don't even look like they can take care of themselves. So who's coming to you? Who exactly is looking for you to take care of them and their kids? Because again, I know me as a woman. Yes, I had a kid out of wedlock, not condoning it, not, I did right, so you can go and have you some babies out of wedlock, and it's a fun thing to do.
You've been drinking. What's in your coffee? I just want to know. I'm curious.
Because they got me on fire this week. So the bitter, battered dude society. So, again, now, having a kid out of wedlock, I didn't go looking for, me and my son's father, we're not together, so, let me just see who's next that can.
That's how you was.
I'm like, that didn't cross my mind. I'm like, okay, he got to do what he got to do. This didn't work. We didn't work. Okay, whatever. We learn, move on. Listen. You do what you're supposed to do. I do what I'm supposed to do. And we make it happen. So now I have to increase my hustle. And not one time did I sit down and say, let me see what this dude can do. Let me see if this dude can take care of me and my son. I got this. Can I come closer, fellas? Let me just help y'all. Come closer. We got this. Okay? We got this. With or without you, we got this. We're not depending on you to take care of us and our kids because, see, here's the deal. See, it's a catch-22. You can't win for losing because now when she get this Miss Independent attitude, you're mad about that. But then you mad about if she needs you to take care of it. Make up your mind. What do you want? Which one?
Mad, Twan?
Huh?
Why are you mad, Twan?
Make up your mind. Which one is it? Are you going to cry because she's asking you for something, or are you going to cry because she doesn't need you for anything? I don't get it. You cannot have it both ways. But it's like those comments, it's just like, wow, like I don't get it. Like I don't. What it's like it's like, did I miss something? Like, what is the deal? Like, fellas, how do you guys feel? Like, do you feel like the woman, she's getting pregnant? Listen, she finna sit up here and now she just want me to take care of her kids. She just want me to take care of her kids, and this is how it's gonna be. She always trying to get somebody to take care of her kids. She just wants somebody to take care of her kids, and that ain't gonna work. I don't know. I don't think this is.
We're gonna let Jesus go ahead and take this to the.
You can just leave it like that and let's see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. But it's just like, if she is saying that,
she do too.
I don't know. No, don't press okay. Because I think it's gonna cancel it. I don't know, but I don't know if it's really real.
Why don't you put the camera and look?
Oh, I don't know how that happened. we trying to work it out. Hopefully it came on. Let me see. Did it come on?
No, it didn't come on. Hey, Mike.
But it's just like, what's happening in? Oh yeah, it's been doing something. I don't know what it's been doing. But guys, like, it's like with that, I don't think she's not. We're not looking for you to.
But even if she was, what's wrong with that?
Let me see.
What's wrong with that? Why can't a woman look for a man in security? Aren't we supposed to anyway?
The way that some of these men are sounding,
I
you're
mean,
not supposed to.
dang.
Like, you're not supposed
Hey,
to
my.
want to, you're not supposed to want to have somebody to take care of you. I mean, here's the deal. There are men out there that want to take care of women, that want to take care of families and things of that nature. If you not that dude, then we understand that you're not that dude. But if you are, then, that's great as well. Oh, wait, I think this could have been.
You slabbed it down.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
But
it looked like it's doing.
yeah, I think it looked like it
That's
is. I don't
old.
know.
That's old.
Oh, it is.
And I'm the one that's hot. I can't, like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
But
Mikey.
guys, like I say, it's like we definitely have to do better because, again, everybody.
But like I said, it still shouldn't be a bad thing that she's looking for security. I mean, dang, why? She slipped up. She got a baby by somebody who just wasn't worth the spit that you spit out. The hog snot you spit out. He wasn't even worth that. But either way, it happened. She got pregnant. She got a baby. She's got to deal with it. He walked away or whatever. But why isn't she entitled to look for someone who is looking for a family, a ready-made family?
And then and then again, like I say, why are we assuming that why are we assuming that he's a loser?
That's the hot topic.
Like,
BK.
why are we
The main
assuming
topic.
that he is a loser because they're not together? Why are we assuming that? Like, why
Stuff this just didn't work out.
so we can't just say
Ain't none
that
of y'all never had no one night stand, baby. Come on now.
so we can't just say that, you know what, the relationship didn't work out.
But they be a good daddy.
Right.
I know a few people that's got some one night stand babies. And it was a one night stand. It is what it is. She got pregnant. And he's still an upright dad. He just didn't want to be. He just wanted to hit it. She wanted to hit it. He wanted to hit it. Nobody thought about hitting them condoms or nothing. They hit the skins deep.
And I think that with those type of situations, it's just like, okay, we get it, but we cannot jump and just beat the woman up. So like we beat the woman up, but then we give the brothers a pass, but we beat the woman up. And I'm just like, that's not like, how do we keep doing it? Like, how do we keep, we can beat her up, but we can put that there because that's gonna be for real. It's live. You can set it up. It's because it's yep. We beat the sisters up, but we don't beat the dudes up. And my thing is this: I'm not looking for the brothers to be beat up. I'm not looking for us to beat each other up. What I'm hoping that we can do is, that we can be grown. We can be grown and we can definitely do the right thing. But when you hear the comments, when you hear the statements of, it's live though.
Hey, daughter.
But when you hear that statement, like, okay, they're getting pregnant by losers and this and that, like, bro, we're not expecting you to take care of somebody else's responsibility. Like, when women get pregnant, we already, especially the new age woman, it's already ingrained in us to be the provider. It's already ingrained in us to be the protector because we're coming from generations of brokenness, and I'm not condoning it. How do we fix it? How do we get out of this brokenness? How do we get back to the healthy relationships? How do we get back to the healthy, the healthy frame of mind and the healthy, the healthy relationships and the healthy family structures? How do we get back to that? How do we get back to that? But for the fellas that think that she is out there having kids and that she wants you to take care of her and her kids, can I put your mind to ease? She doesn't. She's not out there they're not out there looking for.
There are some that are.
No, but he's saying that you get pregnant by a loser. Now you made a mistake. Now you go try to find somebody else to clean up what this dude done left behind.
Well,
And
and when you downgrading it like that, then no, she's not. She may be still. Yeah, she knows that was her mistake. She got pregnant by a loser. She thought that was going to change him. It didn't. So she still is entitled to look for someone who wants a ready-made family. She's still entitled. And if she's looking, and that's just something that you don't want to be with, or you probably got dumped by the chick and was mad that she didn't want you because you didn't have what it takes. So get over yourself.
it's just like I said, we have to do better. Again, we're not condoning having kids out of wedlock, because it is important for kids to be born in a marriage, in a loving marriage, in a loving home, in a loving household. But we got to stop making it seem like every kid that was born out of wedlock, they were not born in love, because every kid that was born in marriage was not born in love. So it's like, if you, yes, it's the right way under God. It is totally the right way. That's the way it's supposed to be done. But you cannot slap a label and say that, oh, well, all the kids that were born out of wedlock, that they were born to losers, that losers created them, because that's not true. You could be a kid, you could be a loser without any kids. So it's just like, it doesn't, that whole, they're born, these women have kids out of wedlock and they expect the winners to take care of them. I just wanted to put the brothers' minds at ease.
That ticked you off.
It ticked me off. So, because guess what? She's not looking. Guess what? She got 2 jobs. If we do the stats on the women's education and their money, she's not checking for you, bro. She got this. Her and her 6 kids, her master's, her PhD, she got this. Okay. So she's not, so promise you, she's not looking for you. Yeah, she may have kids by losers, if that's what you want to call it, but she's not out there looking for you to take care of her. She got this. The moment she had that kid and the first dude turned around and didn't do nothing, the second dude, trust me, she like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do better than this. I have a wrong, listen, my knack for picking the men, my man picker is off, because some of women,
is your men
book smart, business smart. Listen, we got it together. But somewhere along the line, when it comes to picking a dude, our dude pickers are off.
Is your picker off?
My picker is pretty accurate. My picker is like, yeah, ding, ding, ding. Then it started feeling it wrong. And then my picker said, okay, well, we're going to come back on over here on the sideline, because it was ringing red over there, like ding, 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 ding. Now I've learned to come back. My picker used to be off. Because you know why? My picker used to be, and it's still like that a little bit. My picker is romanticized. Like, my picker is full of romance and all of this other stuff. So I still believe in the happily ever after. So that's where my picker goes wrong at. My picker thinks that everything will be a happily ever after, and that's not really the case. So that's what my picker is. But my picker, you know what? My picker don't pick. I haven't had no deadbeats.
My picker don't.
I haven't picked a deadbeat. I picked somebody that just wasn't for me. It just picked the wrong one. Picked the wrong one as far as connecting with. But as far as deadbeat and not taking care of his responsibility, I didn't pick that one. But we picked wrong. And you got to be grown enough to say that, you know what, listen, we were not the right fit. So I'm not going to say that he wasn't going to make a good dude for somebody else, or I'm not going to make a good woman for somebody else. We just didn't make that for each other. Mm-hmm. Don't mean that I'm a loser or he a loser. Now, listen, I've done some low life things. Now, I can tell you a low life story or two, but fellas, they not out there checking for y'all. They not checking for your money. The ones that's checking for your money, Listen, you could have a chick out there that don't have no kids that's gonna be checking for your money. If gold digging is gold digging, and if you feel like this is not a situation that benefits you, move around. Like, don't sit there if you feel, oh, she think I'm gonna feed her kids. Bro, are you that petty? As a fellas, come on. Please say it ain't so. Cause I'm just listen, if you broke, just say I'm broke. Okay, see? Okay, there I said it. I finally got off my chest. Oh, I've been holding that in all week. Okay. If you don't have it, just say I don't have it. I can't afford you and your tribe. I can respect that.
Really, can you?
I can't. I can respect I can't afford to take care of you and your kids. And guess what? That's an honest statement. And for real, I can respect that. I can respect that more than I can respect y'all get on here, get pregnant by losers, and then expect the winner to take. Fam, just say I can't take care of y'all. Just say I can't afford it. Stop slapping that general label-ish. Stop slapping that all around. Just say I can't afford it. Because guess what? What you won't do, somebody else will. And it don't mean, and stop. They trying to, oh, he a simp. He's a lame. No, he's a grown man that's on his ish. That saw something that he wanted, and doesn't matter what you think, it's what he wanted, and he went and he made the most of it. He made it his. He took it and he made it his own. It don't matter what nobody else say. That was his choice. That was his decision. That's it. But if you can't afford it, just say I can't afford it. Got one, I'm always complaining about women and their kids, and they always want it. I'm like looking at you. I'm like, ain't no.
This really bothered you.
It really bothered me, you all. It really.
I'm usually pretty good with this. What bothers you, but because something is in my spirit, it just tells me that this really bothered her.
It did, because I'm just like, we got it all over. It's just like they don't understand the impact that it's having on the kids. You got all these, you got men that's spewing all of this negativity instead of taking a young brother by the hand. If you know he ain't, listen. Again, like I said a couple of weeks ago, you could be saving your own life by taking this brother by the hand, because you and his daddy ain't showing him no love. This one ain't showing him no love. Listen, so he ain't got no love in him. What's stopping him from putting a bullet in you? Nothing. He ain't got nothing to lose. So when I'm speaking about it, I'm speaking about it from a bigger issue, from a bigger standpoint. I'm not speaking about it from a one-on-one. I'm trying to get you all to see how big it is. It's like we're just looking at it from a dating standpoint. We're not looking at the whole big picture.
Cause and effect of it.
We ain't looking at that. We're not looking at that. We just, oh, she just want my money. That just
bothered you. She been dreaming about this all week.
Especially when I see, who
waking up in cold sweats, like,
especially when I see who was coming from. And that leads to the next hot topic. Like, are we growing too selfish to even be in relationships or to even be married? Are we so selfish now in 2022? We're so selfish. We're so self-centered. Everything that we do is only about what's best for us or what we want. I. It's a single. That's where you should stay single, when it's I. When you're I focused, when you're I driven, stay single. That's what you do. When you want to be in a relationship or you married, you start speaking French. Oui. Ooh, oui.
Want some oui. Right.
But
that's French.
When we're ready to do that, we put other people's feelings first. We're putting their best interests first. We're putting other people first. But a lot of people, we say we in relationships and they say that they married, but then look at how they treating their partner. I'm like, are you married, or like are you single, but they married but you still acting single?
That's that roommate situation. You married, but y'all are really roommates, and you can do whatever, and she can do whatever as long as you don't come home and tell each other about it.
It's like that's the craziest thing. Like, we're not building together. We're not focused. It's just I got my stuff together. I'm doing my thing and you're doing your thing. But we said we was in a relationship. So how are we in a relationship when all of your plans, you got your plans, I got my plans, but the two never meet? Like, is that a relationship? Is it even possible to be in a relationship when that's the goal? Like, you're both doing your own separate things. Like, there's never any, the two never meet. They never merge. Your goals and what you're doing, your plans and my plans, they never meet. But we said that we're in a relationship, or we're even married, but we're building. I got all my separate stuff over here. I pay all of my separate stuff. He pay his own separate stuff, but
If
we're married.
but if it works for them, it works for them. No matter how you may not like it or someone else may not like it, it works for them, you know.
But at what point are we building
That's how they're
together?
building
Like, at what point are we together? Like, at what point are we like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we are doing, and the relationship is moving forward. Like, are we really moving forward? Are we really building something together, or are we just going through the relationship motions? Because if all I'm thinking about is me and all you're thinking about is you, how is there a we, or how is there a us, if all we're thinking about is us, singly? We're just doing things on a single basis. We're not thinking about each other. We're not thinking about how to make that last together. I can fix that. We're not thinking about how to make things grow together. So we're just like, you know what? We got to get it together, because again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with being single. If you want to be single, be single. Like, I really don't think that there's anything wrong with it. There's, being single is not the kiss of death. Some people are gonna be single. Everybody is not gonna get married. Marriage is not for everyone, because it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of commitment. And although I've never been married, I see it. I'm just like, just from a relationship standpoint, just from being in business. Listen, if you've ever been in a business partnership, some of those things can feel like marriage with minus the sex. So it's just like, you just think about
what you're trying to
being in a business, and you have all these problems. You have to learn how to problem solve and go through your differences, because legally, if you're a partner, you're a business, you can't just walk away and say, okay, I'm done, the heck with it, whatever. There are certain protocol that you have to go through, sort of like getting a divorce. There's certain protocols. So when I think about being married and think about the business part of it, it's definitely like a business. So I'm like, I'm just often mindful of, man, how do you handle situations? How would I handle this if I was married? How would I do this? Would I walk away? Would I go to bed? Man, even with family, like, you having a disagreement and you guys can't agree. How do you handle that if you're married? Like, I often think about that. I'm like, man, would I be set up to really handle these type of situations, or am
You
I just
don't
like,
think about that type of stuff. Like you just don't. Like it's going because it's going to naturally happen. It don't matter how perfect the relationship is with the person or whatever. You're going to get in some type of disagreement. It may not be a outright nasty where it can be, but you're going to disagree. And if you already know your person, you already know how they're going to handle the situation. They may handle it on, this the craziest thing. They may handle it on a way where they're not going to agree with you. They're going to come out nasty and harsh, whatever, or they may handle it in a more subtle way and just be like, I just don't agree with that or whatever. So you already know how that person's going to respond because you've been in this relationship with that person.
But and that's a good point, and that's why I think about it, because I'm just like, okay, so how would I feel? Because I know that I'm a person. I lie, I'm gonna tell you another secret about me. I stay in my feelings a lot. Like my feelings, I be right here. Like they be right here all the time.
You would probably pout about it,
right?
And throw, don't take this the wrong way. Your
go
baby
ahead,
temper tantrum.
Go. What was it? I thought, what kind of temper?
Your baby temper tantrum, and and then he'll be like, no, and you just don't want to hear no.
Right? I don't.
You can't have it your way.
I don't.
But I think that he'll tell you in a loving way, and a scolding and loving way, that you won't like it.
I won't.
You'll have to accept it until you figure out a way to flip it so you can have it your way. And he knows that, so he gonna eventually give in and give you what you want. But initially, no, you're gonna have to whine a little bit.
And that's exactly what I do. So it's just like, so as she was saying this, you didn't see me say, that's not me. I don't do to the T, to the letter T, because I'm just like, man, just why not? Like, why can't we do it this way? Like, I mean,
because you can't have it your way. You're getting into a relationship, it's a union. You're not just getting in a relationship, because in any relationship you can easily walk away. But now in your marriage, you have said that you promise in front of God and your witness, your friends or whatever, that you all are going to work through all of this, through everything good and everything mad, and then, or bad rather, mad or bad, either way. And then the great word that we're going to talk about tonight, later on, your favorite word, submit. So those things, and I'm not for sure if it's submitting to him, submitting to her. I don't remember that statement. I remember her.
See, she's supposed to submit to him, so he's supposed to submit. We're gonna get into it. Submit to God. The husband submit to God, and the wife is supposed to submit to the husband because he submitted to God. So it's a whole. But like now, so if you ain't submitting, so why I got to submit?
See, well, what if he is? So, but then you're still you have all these factors that are going into this marriage, because you've made this promise and stuff. In a relationship, you make this promise. I like you. You like me. Okay, we boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay.
Good point. So therefore, if we're not willing to put ourselves to the side and be selfless, then should we even be getting in relationships? Should we even be considering marriage if we are unable to be selfless? Because if we're not able to put our partner's needs first, then should we even be considering marriage? That's a food for thought. Should you even be considering a committed relationship? Should you? Have we just become too selfish and self-involved to be in relationships and to be married? You all, we're going to take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, yes.
I should never feel lonely. You don't ever wanna spend some time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body is calling. I got downtime, out of time. This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Baby got a secret ease, Henny calling my club. I just wanna slow this on you, baby, we can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so. I so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone, cause I get so I get so
Welcome back to the J Spot,
Spot.
where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten.
Higher than life.
I'm not even. Hey E, how you doing?
I'm great.
Good. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I know.
If you all want Jay to stop singing, please donate to our Cash App.
Yes.
Jay, what is the Cash App link?
The J Spot.
I think she had what I had.
No. I just like to, bless the people with a little note here and there. So, I just try to keep everybody on their toes. But guys, listen, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. And while you're at it, go ahead on over right there to YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, you all, the J Spot Radio. Help us get our 1,000 subscribers, because in the fall we have something exciting coming up. So we need you all to subscribe today. Subscribe. My tongue. Subscribe. Subscribe. Yes, because you said too many times, your tongue get tired. Your tongue go to sleep when you say it too many times. But guys, today's episode is being brought to you by 2 Level Up LLC. They are our 2-bedroom Airbnb sponsors. They are our partners, located right next to the United Center. You all, we have the link in our comments. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. He has his t-shirts and he still has a few hoodies available. So if you're interested in placing an order today, the link is in the comments. Delaware Inc. Use reference code J, and that's Jaye. Guys, listen. So you're married or you're in a committed relationship. It's texting other men and women seductive pictures or lovey-dovey messages, having intimate conversations. Is that cheating? Do you consider that cheating? If you are in a relationship or you're married and you're sending seductive pictures and you're having intimate conversations with this person, you don't go out with them. You're just messaging, text messages and messages, inboxing or whatever, but you're sending seductive, sexy pictures. You're having intimate conversations with them. Is that cheating? Do you all consider that cheating? What do you think about the E? Is that considered cheating?
It is cheating if you entertain it and you don't check it. If you continue to entertain it, then it's cheating. But if this person texts you, you text them, hey, whatever, and they text you back, and they text you something seductive, and you can now you decide to entertain it, then I think that okay, yeah, think that no, I think it's disrespectful. It can lead into cheating. So why just nip it in the bud in the beginning?
What do you all think? Is that she is sending seductive pictures and having intimate conversations? Is that considered? Do you consider that cheating? It is full-fledged cheating to me, especially the intimate conversations. Oh Lord, see that? And because even if you have not acted on it, it's still, for me, it's still cheating, because now you're letting someone in. I mean, the sending the seductive pictures, that's flirting. But I still wouldn't want you sending seductive pictures, because here's the deal. If you don't want me doing it, then the same rule goes for you. How would you feel if you saw me sending pictures to somebody else? Because see, if you don't mind, then I'm not gonna mind. So then that means that that's a part of the relationship. We ain't even got to worry about keeping that part secret, because we know that we send pictures to people. Okay, so you doing that, I'm doing it. So my thing is, if it's good enough for you to do, if I have to accept it, then why shouldn't you? If you don't want to accept it, then don't think that I should have to accept it. But when you talk about having these intimate conversations, good morning. How are you? Just check. I just want to check on you. You telling each other how your day was. You telling each other how your night was. Be safe getting over your mom's house. Let me know when you get there. How are your kids doing? Y'all need anything? Wait a minute. But now,
Jay, you sound like you used to hearing that type of stuff.
so now what happens is, I mean, I like hearing that from the person that I'm supposed to be hearing it from. But if you're doing that to me, but then you're doing that to somebody else, I'm just like, okay, first of all, it lost the whole flavor, the authenticity of it all. It just lost it. Like, okay, so now I don't feel special anymore, because you're having this conversation not only with me, but you're having it with somebody else. Now the kicker is you having this conversation with this other person, but you don't stop having that same conversation with the person that you're supposed to be having a conversation with. Your conversation with your husband or your wife, it just done got short. See, because you don't forgot all about texting them to see if they made it at home, because your attention is elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes it wrong. It's like now you didn't care if your wife, if she made it to work on time, whereas at first you used to call her and make sure she made it to work. You used to send her flowers at work. You used to do all those things. You used to, send her lunch, and you guys
if that is a used to, then what brought it to the used to? It may not be on him. It may be on something that she chose to do. And she may thought that she, could get away with it, pull the Jada and get away with it. And it turned out he was over it. But he doesn't want to move out the house and do the whole nine. He just want to let me just be here, and I'm just existing here.
Right. And then the same thing goes for her. So now she used to pack you lunch every night. She used to make sure that you were good. She used to make sure that your stuff was ready for work. She used to make sure you had the things that you needed. She used to be there for you. She used to rub your back and massage you. She used to do those things. But now she can't focus on doing that, because she's over here entertaining somebody else. She's over here texting somebody. Listen. I say that all the time to me. Now, you guys have told me that this doesn't mean that, but anytime a person has their phone attached to them, like it's a part of their body, like, to me, that says something else is going on. It's somebody else in the picture, because you don't want your phone. You don't want anybody to see what's going on. You don't want them to see what's going on.
They may be counting their steps. I do that with my phone. My phone like stays attached to me, especially when I'm working or whatever, because I'm counting my steps, even when I'm in the house.
But if you with your dude and y'all hanging out, Are
it's
you
gonna be in my back pocket because literally, I wanted to count my steps.
okay all the
Only-
time?
The only way I don't have it on me if I have a dress on, and now I can't put it on me, to count my steps. But usually, if I have like some jeans on, yeah, it's in my back pocket. It's if I'm going out bowling, whatever I'm doing, just like right there because it's counting my steps.
But for those that are not counting their steps and just like general use,
Jaye.
like yeah, your phone is definitely like I'm not going to nobody's phone. I'm not checking nobody's phone. I'm not.
If so, he sleep one night, phone is just open. You just happen to be up, just walking in the kitchen, just couldn't sleep, and his phone rings and you hear it, toot, toot, which indicates he got a message, and it's open, like it's not even a code or anything. It's a message.
Nope. Those is
Then if he gets a message and it's got a music tone to it, like
so now here's the thing. Now, if it has a music tone and it went off and I can hear it,
big booty hoes.
that ain't gonna. I ain't gonna. I'm like, yep, that made me like, oh shoot. Now he must these strip clubs done got, or he done got him. Listen, he done got him one. I'm like, wait a minute now. So that's different. I didn't go looking for that. That was something
It was on his
right. It was on. So it popped. So that was something.
Would you go to the phone and click?
No, I wouldn't. Cause you know what? Today, the you
today is different from the you yesterday.
The me yesterday?
What See, it wouldn't even had been a noise. Just for the fact that
sure
it was just there.
It was there.
And it could have been a code on it. And you would have been trying to put the face to recognize it.
The me of, let me tell you, the me of yesterday. Whoo, Lord, listen, the me of yesterday would have been, God, Lord, especially with the social media Lord, this would have been my dream back in the day. Like, I mean, this would have kept me out of them TT bushes out that west side, baby. I would have been.
You just found them on social media.
Man, I'm just like, oh my goodness.
I know you where you at because I see you right here.
Oh
checked
my goodness.
in right here.
I would have been dangerous on social media
this
back
is
in
your
the day.
Post, so therefore that green light was on, and I know that was you.
Now I will tell you, listen, y'all, I used to be bad with that green light. You know what? It took for my son
to get you. He got you bad.
Woo! It took for my son to get me because I'm messaging him, and I'm like, first of all, I know you see that I done messaged you. I was like, why you didn't return my message? He's like, what are you talking about, Mom? I said, you see my doggone message on your messenger. Why you didn't respond to my message? Beloved, I am in class right now. What are you talking about?
I told her. I told her. You know how you got one of those hard-headed people? Very, very hard-headed. You tell them. You even show them. You show them the future. Like, this is the cause and this is the great effect. This is the problem. This is her. So when you lay all it out and she be like, no, that's not really going to happen. Okay. Go ahead. You got it. And then she walked into the wall that she thought was just clear, and it wasn't. It was glass, and then she run and slap her head and then crash all over the thing.
Baby, I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna get off. I guess I'm gonna get off that green light special. So he helped me to get off of that.
BK, in about 30 minutes, we're gonna get into that hot topic.
Less than 30. In a few minutes. We definitely, but he definitely helped me to get off of that green light. And from there, I'm just like, okay, but this is a new thing for me, like this social media. I'm like, don't ignore me. Just say that you're busy or you can't talk right now, especially when you look at the message and then you don't respond. That's why I could never, ever have an iPhone, ever.
But that's even on your Android. You get the read receipts.
No, I don't get it. And I don't even want to know how to set it up. I don't, because I would go absolutely nuts. You reading my message and then
you don't respond. Yeah, that blows.
So if you can see,
but that's so, you know what? At first, it used to blow me.
Enough for that.
And then now where I'm at, I know I sent it. I'm not even worried if you don't open it up. Cool. But I know you got it. So then when I got to deal with you face to face, I'm gonna say something because I know you got it. You could no, you got this. Quit playing. You got this, okay?
It's just this whole social media, this whole stuff is just a little bit too much for me. But my thing is, I consider it cheating. But you have to, if you are sending nudes, I feel like that's flirting. If you're flirting. But them intimate conversations, I feel like that's cheating. You are cheating. You are emotionally.
You sending nudes to your man?
Huh?
You send nudes to your man?
No, I don't do I don't do pictures.
But, okay,
I don't.
So say when you get like you get your man, you gonna send him some nudes.
No, I don't
like you're not gonna chop off your head and just send him the nudes.
I don't know. I'm not into the. No, I ain't into that because it's too much. Listen, you're not gonna wait till I get rich and famous and then go leaking some stuff.
You ain't gonna chop your head off in a picture.
I don't know. I don't like all that.
Jay.
Plus, it ain't nothing like the real thing.
But
baby.
this to be like he'll wake up in the morning time. He'll be over in Japan,
call me
on a business call, and in his face,
FaceTime me, and I got some Tata flashes.
He want
for
his
you.
screensaver.
No, we finna have my screen.
Tease today. It'll be yours.
FaceTime me, and I get you a nice Tata shot. I'm like ta 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 ta. Give him a little Tata.
I knew somebody that man. Every time that I went to go just see them, once a week or whatever, they would constantly have on their phone these teas, No,
I don't know. Because again, especially I know for me, I'm not that, I don't play security guard with my phone. So if I got and that's my screen, anybody can see it.
You got naked pictures on your phone?
No, I don't, because I'm not secure like that. I'm just like, this phone would be once it's sit, because I don't have
your phone. I wouldn't see no.
Nope. If I sit it down, I sit my phone down.
Both of my pictures.
Because I'm just like, it's free. Like I don't have anything to hide. Now listen, now you go in there, you find some old inbox messages that somebody done sent. I try my best to delete all that because I'm like, especially from people like, you should not be sending. Look at it again. You're like, I ain't know. I'm like, well, boy, if you don't quit sitting,
it's a shame.
But I delete them. Like I said, I've deleted stuff like that simply because it's been some people with some clout that I'm like, you shouldn't be sending this.
Have you ever had somebody send you like a ball shot?
No, but I've had somebody send me a shot where they were in the shower and I'm like, so you just done killed yourself and then you send. I don't want to see that. I was so shocked.
Was the stuff there too?
I was so shocked.
Was the stuff there?
This somebody that you know. And I'm just like, first of all, why would you send me we're not even
tell them you go to church.
I should have took it to the pastor next time. You nasty. I'm gonna take it to the pastor. And then they started. The crazy part about it was, then I'm like, I thought to myself, how are you? Because years later, they ran for some type of political office, and I'm just like, how are you sending pictures like this?
Was his face in the picture?
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was a video. I was just like,
you still got it?
No, I
don't. What's wrong with you?
That's why I deleted it because I'm just like, you do. I'm just like, stupid. Matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was some years ago. I think he inboxed me and asked me
to delete it, huh? Please, 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 please. I'm trying to run for president.
So he asked me in so many words. He was like, you remember years ago? He's like, when I was, feeling like,
young, I'm full of.
And I'm just like, so at first I'm trying to see what he was getting at, and then when I realized,
I didn't say he wanted you to vote for him. Laura Love. I know that's right.
Who said that?
Laura Love.
I was just like,
ski.
I said, no, I'm like, oh, this is a bad look. And plus, it's just like, I was disappointed. I'm like, you freaky, huh?
Was he rolling down?
You know what? I don't even know. He didn't.
We got to find his videotape so we can judge this properly.
We're
have a screening.
No, I'm just like, oh my goodness.
And we'll blur out the face.
I was so
And only I'll
disappointed. And I'm
know.
just like, do people even like, he's well respected. It's not like he's one of these little cornball freaks that you would like, yeah, I can expect them to be doing something.
Less the Lightfoot.
No, and this is somebody you would never have expected to do some nasty mess like this. And I'm just like, I didn't even. This is just how shocked I was. I could not believe it. I'm like, we are not like that. We had never had a conversation like the slightest conversation like that. Like, so when I got it, I was just like, maybe he hit the wrong. Maybe he sent this.
No.
But then he's followed up with a message. Did you like my good morning? So I was like, oh, this was
yeah. Wait, and you got to squeeze it. You know how they squeeze it.
I was just like, now listen, don't sit up here and act like.
Did you like
and
that?
don't nobody say, oh, Jay, don't act like you all innocent. I'm not. I was just disgusted. I was shocked because who wants to get that from somebody that they wasn't?
I'm gonna send you another one, Ma. Like that girl.
Who wants to get an unwanted? You know
what you like.
Assassination video. You listen, he killing his kids and he wiping off his kids,
sometimes
drowning his kids in the shower. No.
Yes.
Like I don't want to see that. I just didn't appreciate it. But if you sending that's definitely, to me, that's don't send it if you don't want me sending nothing like that, then don't send it and don't feel comfortable with receiving it. But those messages, that's definitely a cheat for me. But again, each relationship is different. You have to, those boundaries are established within the relationship. So some people don't feel like that's cheating. Some people feel like as long as you didn't touch them, then I'm cool with it. That ain't cheating. No harm, no foul. Check your relationship. My relationship, you having that kind of conversation, then you are stepping out on me. You having that conversation, you're seeing somebody like that, then you're cheating on me. And now I feel some type of way about it. So I'm just like, no, it's definitely cheating. Emotional cheating. And to me, emotional cheating to me is like one of the hardest ones to get over and bounce back from, because it's like you've allowed yourself to start having feelings for somebody, and you pushing me out the way. So while you're pushing me out the way, you are building something else, and you're building something else stronger with somebody else, which will lead to our final hot topic. Like, why cheat when you can just leave? Like, why go through all of the hassle? Why go through all of the games and all this and that, especially if you're not married? Like, why are we not having the conversation like, listen, I'm out. Like, this no longer works for me. This is no longer serving the purpose. You no longer serve a purpose for me. Whatever it is that you want to say, but why are we still cheating in the 30 plus age range? Why are we still cheating? There was a post where the lady in the group, she was like, her guy was 60 some years old and he was still cheating. Fam, they all listen. They're about to assign. They're about to assign you a plot any day now, and you still want to waste your time running around here.
I'm gonna go out with a bang. Hey, come here, girl.
Clearly.
Yeah, I can get it up. Let me pop this pill real quick and show you what I'm working with.
It's like, what is the purpose of cheating? Like, why are we cheating? If you're not happy,
to show that I still got it.
Don't stay. Look, I am not holding you hostage to anything. Yeah. If I'm not who you want,
yes, you who I want.
The door is open.
I want you. You can't. And her. And her. You can't. And her.
You can't. You can't. You can't. You're gonna have your hands full with just. You're gonna have your hands full with just me. Nah. Trust me. I got more than what you need. I got more than what. The stuff that goes on up here, it's more than what.
It's enough in there.
It's enough for what? Who is that? They look like a long.
He says, BK the barber says, because some women make it too easy. You can say, I'm with this someone. Her response is, What does that have to do with me?
So why don't you leave the someone that you're with and just go be with the chick that makes it easy for you to be with her? That we're not talking about the chick that makes it easy or the dude that makes it easy to cheat. We're talking about the person that don't know, the person that does not know that you're out there for the entire street. They sitting up here, yeah. Oh man, my bae, I love him. You know, my bae I love her. Meanwhile, you a whole expressway. You the tri-state, you the 355.
Sometimes you got to see, just got to test the roads a little bit more.
So stay single,
Well, no,
especially
because,
being single.
I love her.
You can't love
and
me.
She loves
and
me.
Listen,
and you listen, we got to understand.
Love don't live here anymore. The moment you touch somebody else, love does not live here anymore.
Listen, what I'm doing with your sister does have nothing to do about how I feel about you. Okay? When I finish with her, I'm gonna be back home in bed with you. Guess what?
Nope.
I love you, baby.
No, I'm like, don't love me and cheat. If you love me, then leave me. Please do that for me. Leave me.
Then I don't love you.
No, you can't, because to me, that's respect. Cheating is so flipping disrespectful.
Dex
like
Million says polyamorous relationship.
And listen, I am not opposed to a polyamorous relationship. It's not for me. We've already talked about it. I'm selfish, but if you're going to talk about polyamory and being in a polyamorous relationship, again, we have to already know polyamory and having a threesome are two different things. See, when most people think about polyamorous, they're thinking about only the sexual aspect of it. And if we're going to be in a polyamorous relationship and you're throwing polyamory out there, okay, so let me have two husbands and, I'll be okay. So can you be...
So you can do it with your two husbands?
No, I can't.
Right? So wait.
Because I don't want you to be knocking my
Okay, so they not going... Okay, they the right size. They not, King Kong. They not Pee-wee Herman. They're just right. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They like a Polish, a nice Chicago style Polish, and a beef Polish, a good one, And so, they don't want, to do a gangbang with you,
Okay.
They want you one at a time, but
it's the same night.
No.
See, that's too much. But again,
listen, you a pro at this.
I am.
You can look. You got 7 days out the week, or you give you 1 week for your resting. And you got 3 weeks right there. And all 21 days, you're not going to screw
Okay,
all 21 days.
So to entertain the polyamory, yes. So we can do that. We can do this. Yep. If you gonna be one of the two dudes, one of the two husbands,
I'm not gonna be one
then
of them,
yes,
somebody else
then you could be one of the two husbands. But the minute you say that about another dude, oh baby, they are all no. I want another woman, and you. Well, I don't want another woman.
Dex, what is? Oh, not Dex. Dr. Laura says poly can't be on my relationship.
It's not, and I'm like I say, I'm not against it for people that it works for, because for some people they get into it and they get into it for the right reasons, and they are really living a true polyamorous lifestyle. However, polyamory and threesomes, those are two different things. See, you up there, listen, y'all getting all this Pornhub. Listen, you are not in a polyamorous relationship.
You're in a Pornhub relationship.
You in a Pornhub. Y'all doing all that kinky. Polyamory is building, it's for the family. And a lot of times you don't get to pick. See, if we really go back to the beginning of what polyamory is, you're not even picking your wives.
You pick them.
Your wives are being picked for you by the elders. So let's stop throwing polyamory out there, because
my family are senile, so they can't pick nobody for me.
But again, you have to go and find somebody in that community, and you live like that, and then they set all that up for you. Today, we just picking. Yeah, she got a big butt. She got some big breasts. Yeah, this is what I want. Oh man, I can see. Oh, this freakalicious right here. Sir, you're in a threesome. You're not in a poly. And we are, and then they be taking the little pictures. This he our king. Sir, look.
Little tongue rings. Then I ain't gonna get tongue. I'm gonna put a stud on my tongue and act like it's a tongue.
So could you be in a polyamorous relationship?
I'm enjoying the one I'm in now. Let me enjoy this one now. We double himself and I double myself. I don't know. We actually discussed not that, but something similar as far as like sexual wise.
Okay.
And so he was like, if that was something that I wanted to do, it couldn't be. If we had decided to do something like that, then it couldn't be, when it's said and done, it couldn't be you at work and I'm gonna call up old boy to come on over and hang this, or I'm at work and he gonna call up old girl, come on, tap that or whatever. So it couldn't be go behind our backs and do that. It would have to be, we know about what's going on, and we give the okay to, what, go ahead and knock yourself out or whatever. It's an understandable thing. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, we cross that bridge, we get there, we could discuss it, whatever. But I enjoyed having that conversation.
And this is where I'm gonna stick in the mud at. I'm not sharing my hoo-ha and listen, I'm not sharing my hoo-ha, and I'm definitely not sharing my mandingo stick with nobody. So if I have to share it, then I don't want it. You can just give it to them.
Share it. It's like I said, we talked about,
if you giving it to somebody else, that is sharing, and I don't want to do. No, we're bringing somebody else in. I don't want to do that.
It couldn't be the guy decides. I would have to say, hey, I want to try something.
Right.
And then, he's like, I'm not going to oppose it, if you want to try something. And then you could pick out who it is that, we want to try.
I don't want no other hoo-ha, and I don't want nobody sharing my mandingo stick. Now, there are so many other things that we can do outside of sharing, because I know this, logically speaking, yeah, it's all fun and dandy, but I'm telling you, that's until somebody hit a spot that somebody ain't hitting, and now you curious. So it's just like, it's human nature. You cannot tell me that you are not going to be tempted at some point to go get that feeling that yours ain't giving you that feeling.
But couldn't you teach them how to give you that feeling?
Some of them, you may not be set up that way. Some of them, it may not. It could be the chemistry. It could be anything that.
If you got that feeling though from that person, and your mate couldn't give you that feeling, I would at least try to recreate the position that I got that feeling from that dude.
But it could be the chemistry. It could be the moment. It could just be you guys' chemistry, your sexual chemistry, your sexual energy together that pushed you to that created that feeling. So it doesn't have to necessarily be their size or what they're doing. It could be just your sexual energy together. You know that each person you're with is a different dynamic. It's a different chemistry. And some of it, you just like, oh my God, like, this is my home now. This is where I'm going. And this is where, see, now you done messed up your home trying to create but listen, if you know that you're strong enough to do it and you have that type of discipline, then knock yourself out. But don't be mad. Don't be mad if you don't introduce. I've heard too many stories, and I know, listen, now ain't nobody happy. Nobody happy because it done went wrong. I know 2 couples, it done went wrong. And what he say? I wish I hadn't done it. I wish I hadn't done it because she wasn't even into it. I'm the one pushed her into it. She wasn't even into the
threesome.
Yes. He pushed her into the lifestyle. Now
she liked it. She loved it. And he out.
She with a whole girl. Never had been there, but you opened up, and he was like, man, Jay, I can't understand. He's like, man, just literally, I slapped myself upside the head because he's like, man, she begged me. She didn't want to do it. And I just kept pressing her. He was like, she didn't want to do it. He said the thing that killed him was, he's like, the look she gave me before we did it. Like, I can't believe you making. Now
but I told friends that, like, the one guy I know, and I said, the chick that he did this threesome with, you knew that she only did it to hope that he would, take her as his, girlfriend and claim her or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, I think, she knew that I want to be in a relationship. I'm like, I'm telling you.
He had her. They were tight. They were solid. They were gonna get married. They were gonna get married. And she was like, she didn't want to do it. He was like, okay, well, how about we do it before we get married and let's just get it out of our system. And the marriage never happened.
Boy,
and
that girl
so
put that tongue on her and just blew her mind.
So now I'm the friend. So now you telling me this. And so we've been friends for a long time. So he's like, when I told him, I'm just like, so I'm sorry, I got love for you, but this is your fault. You supposed to be my friend. I said, I am your friend, and I wouldn't be telling you anything, because when he would tell me from time to time, I'm gonna ask her. I say, don't you do it. I'm like Miss Sophia at that time. Don't you do it. I done sat up there and I'm dong on there, brought it up. I say, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Jay, I did it. Within 6 months, they married. They were engaged for a year. They were planning all of this crap. Before 6 months, she was gone with this doggone girl.
Are they her and the girl married?
No, I don't know. Because I was with him, so he was my friend. So she was over there. So I don't ask about it no more, because he just, it's only so much I can sit up there and tell you I told you so, and then not seem like I'm insensitive. But I'm like, I felt bad because he was hurting, and he's a good dude, and I felt like they were good together.
BK to Barbara.
They were good together.
Says because she knew what she wanted, she was trying to warn him, actually.
I don't know. I don't think that I don't know. I didn't know her like that, but just from seeing them.
When you met her and she wasn't trying to be like, hey, chicken.
No, she was never.
And then she was trying to lick on your neck and stuff.
It was all, when I tell you, he knew. He was saying, man, because he has like that dominant, persuasive personality, and he knew that he would eventually get her to do it because she loved him that much. So he knew it. And he was like, man, I caused the woman that I love, and this his words, not mine. I caused the woman that I love to hate me. And she was like, man, he was like, how you gonna blame me? And you out here left me. She was like, because you exposed me to something that I didn't want to be exposed to. I never would. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, okay, I don't know.
He said she was using him to go straight. So deep down, she'd always been gay.
I don't know.
And then she was trying to straighten her ways.
I don't know. All I know is I told
him couldn't keep her because he turned her out to some new cooch.
I'm
that
like,
cooch just brought her on over to the other side.
I said, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm just like,
they do it.
I'm just like you.
Have you tried that?
What?
Like scissors?
What is scissors?
Like you? Okay, so you and your partner, y'all supposed to do it.
Oh
like
God!
And y'all pull each other.
Listen, listen. I'm still waiting for my shoulder to come from Amazon. So look, ain't nobody talking about no doggone scissors. I can't even raise my arm up like this.
Hey Cedric,
but be mindful of what you bring into your bedroom. Be mindful who you bring in there. Be mindful of opening Pandora's box. That's all I'm gonna say is be mindful. So guys, listen. Speaking of Pandora's box, is submitting outdated? Had nothing to do with Pandora's box. But guys, listen, submitting. She submitted to him and gave him what he wanted. Look at what it cost him. See,
I can see you getting like submit tattooed on your whole neck right there.
The devil has.
I can see that,
and you're gonna see I will not right here. So that's that part right there. I will not. Even like, dang, oh, she submit. No, but when you think about submitting, and for a long time, you guys, I'm very proud of myself because for a long time, I was not able to say that word because I'm just like, whatever, like submitting, whatever. Who got time?
Who made that word?
Whoever made that word, please slap them in the face, feed them the word, make them choke off the doggone word, make them. But I don't,
It's in that Bible verse that day. That's all I know. Man,
I remember, I'll never forget. I had this guy. he said, you know what, sister, because let me tell you, these church brothers, they really, I know I'm going to get some messages. Some of you church brothers really just makes my behind itch. I'm going to tell you why. because they want you to submit. And he's like, sister, sometimes you just gotta know when to shut your mouth and know when to submit. I said, he said it forceful too. I'm just like, I said, really? I said, submit. That's really. I say, you feel like that? Submit. I say, so submit to who? Submit to what? Why am I, this mouth real right. Submit to who? Submit why? Why should I submit to you? Because God said so. I said, oh, so God told you not to be drinking, but you over there drinking. He told you not to be gambling and smoking, but you smoking and gambling. So are you submitting to God? See, now you're wrong. Now you're wrong.
If you think about it, Noah wasn't drunken, but he was a friend of God. I'm just saying. And then Jesus did turn that water into wine.
And he but he said, do not be drunk with wine. Do not be drunk with all of this stuff. So
Noah probably had a little Hennessy.
Listen, Hennessy and all this other good stuff. Listen, you drunk it with all this stuff, but you talking about submit. So here's what submit is. According to an online source, submitting is to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. So it's to submit. You're yielding. You're yielding to a superior force. You're yielding to a superior authority for another person. So is it important for a mate, for mate and spouses to submit, or is the woman only supposed to submit to her husband? How does that work? Because a lot of us are getting this confused. So when you speaking of submit, who is supposed to submit to whom? And we talked about this earlier in the show, but who submits to who? In your opinion, who is doing the submitting?
I mean, yeah, I told you, I've done the marriage, and when we did our vows, I remember the wife submitting to him. I don't recall him repeating, that he's got to submit to me. So she's submitting to him, and I don't have a problem with submitting to my husband. This one right here.
You know what? Now, okay, so here's the deal.
This one right here.
No, I don't have a problem anymore submitting. But first of all, for me to submit, you have to be leading properly. You have to know where you're going, because you're not going to say, oh, just submit, and then I'm going to just sit and watch and let the whole thing take.
I mean, so, and that's reasons why females submit, some females, because I would submit when I know that you can lead me.
Right.
If you can't lead me, if I feel that you can't lead me, then I would be a fool to submit to you, because you can't lead me. And wherever you will lead me, and I know that you're going to lead me astray or lead me looking like a fool like yourself, then I can't do that either. But if I see the potential in you, I know that your grind is hard. I know that you're going to go for yours and you're going to protect and provide like you need to, then I'll I'll follow you.
Andrea says, sounds like y'all don't know the order of headship. We totally know the order of headship. We just stated it, Andrea. Maybe you just now tuning in, but we definitely stated the order of headship. However, just because you are because you're a man doesn't mean that you are automatically entitled to her to submit. So is submitting outdated? No, submitting is not outdated. But and submitting does not have conditions. However, you have to be doing your part. You have to lead by example. So if she's not submitting, ask yourself, why is she not submitting? Like, any woman that feels comfortable with her man's leadership is automatically going to fall in line. Like, I can't see a man that's leading the household and leading and doing things properly, and his wife over here going left. If she going left, and she was always going left, he not gonna choose her. He gonna because you out here going left. He already noticed that you're going left. He knows that you don't have the capability of coming right and getting in line. But true leaders see that. A true leader knows how to follow. A true leader knows how to fall in line themselves. So when you talk about leading and submitting, okay, it's across the board. No, you're not submitting to me. but you're submitting to God. You're submitting to a higher power. You're submitting to the rules and regulations. You're submitting to the things that govern a marriage. So if we're married, then you're submitting to all those rules and all the things that are required to make the marriage work. That's what you're supposed to be submitting to. And then I'm submitting to you because you're submitting to the order of the marriage. But if you out here having threesomes and running around, where's that a part of submitting at?
We're having threesomes. Someone got to submit to this threesome. Come on, girl.
Where is that?
Wait,
where's that?
Are
all men ahead of the household? Are all men head of the relationships? Just because you're a man, are you automatically the head of the relationship? I say yes. They are. They're supposed to be. They should be. And if you said no, then you're not. You probably are with the wrong dude because he is supposed to be. He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be your head. He's supposed to be your covering.
Be in a relationship where you're older than the man, and you look, and he's supposed to be your head.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with younger dudes. I just don't. So, like, to answer your question, if we were in a relationship and if I could get past the age thing, then yes, if I chose to be in it, I'm going to submit to you because I saw something in you to be my head. I'm trusting you. Mm-hmm. I believe that you can lead us. I'm comfortable with you. I believe that you're going to take us to where we need to go. Mm-hmm. For the sake of answering your question. But in real life, I wouldn't feel comfortable with being with a younger man. I'm just not. I just need, I gotta look up to you. You gotta, I gotta be able to look up to you and look up to your leadership and know that you know what you're doing. But if you're not sure about submitting to him, then it's like you gotta ask yourself, then why are you in that relationship? Because you're supposed to submit. Submitting is not outdated. Submitting to him should be, it's my pleasure to submit to him. It's my pleasure to be his backbone. It's my pleasure to be his support. It's my pleasure to be his partner and to be whatever it is that he needs me to be. It's my pleasure.
That's nice when you do it like that.
I know. It's my pleasure. That's what the good.
My pleasure.
That's what the good.
I look like I'm having a condition.
This is but I can't deal with it. This shoulder. I'm waiting for the good one to come. But it's my pleasure. And if it's not your pleasure, you got to ask yourself, why is it not your pleasure? You could be making all this money. Listen, I bring my own money. I got my own little stuff.
If he says, lay me on the bed and give me some head, would you submit?
Hey. Let the church say amen. Amen. But again, when he's that dude, he's that dude and he's doing what he's supposed. Man, please listen. My nose wide open because he know where he going, and I'm following, baby. I'm following you because you know where you going. You lead. I'm not worried about this whatsoever because my man got this. My bae got this. I'm not worried about nothing. It's you questionable brothers that got sisters in here like, oh man, I ain't even gonna be sitting up here giving this. Let's see, this is more right here. This is right here. I ain't gonna be able to do this. We got Andrell. He's saying, wondering why a woman would involve herself with a man that she doesn't feel he could lead. We asking the same thing. Cedric, he's saying, if you're gonna submit, be submissive to a law, statute, and commandments fearing God. God gives the man your protection to give to you. Don't look at your man as a God, but as a protector. Absolutely. So submit to your protector. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. So for the men that are having problems with women and finding that the women are not submitting to them, you got to ask yourself why. You can't just necessarily just say, oh, she ain't doing right. She ain't doing. What are you doing? And what are you not doing? See, it's that strong man, that energy. It's just like, man, you don't.
BDE?
Yes, man. You don't even, the word submission, you don't even have to say that word.
I submit when you have a hook.
And
You got a hook. If it curve, you know how that curve do.
but see, the thing is, but what man has
you
he
every
ever
time.
told you? I have not met a man that made that you naturally want to submit to, that they've had to ever utter the word "you supposed to submit to me."
No,
That has not happened.
no.
They don't. It doesn't work like that. The submission fall. It comes naturally. It comes naturally because of his leadership ability, because she trusts him. He knows where he's going. So she don't have a problem, babe. You doing this. We doing this. Okay, well then this is what we doing. Because my boo said this is what we doing. So this is what we doing. Okay. It ain't no, well, he said this. We're doing this. Keyword. We're doing this. So is submitting outdated?
No.
Absolutely not. If she's not submitting, find out why she's not comfortable with submitting. If she's not submitting, are you submitting? Who are you submitting to? Who are you getting your instructions to?
The coochie
Who are you
god.
getting your guidance from?
The coochie fairy.
All these threesomes and stuff. So she's not submitting, just question and just look at the overall picture. Don't just look at what she's doing or what she's not doing. Look at what you're doing and look at what you're not doing. Look at the relationship and the marriage as a whole and find out, as the leader, how to put this thing in order, how to put this thing together. Guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J-Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J-Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J-Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Till next time, you guys. Good night.
Thank you for hitting the J-Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.